So, what can I do for you? Councilworms aren't attacking reviewers again, are they?
No, this is something else. I just wanted to ask you, have you ever heard of something called the Sword of Amisia?
Where did you hear that name?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but about a year ago, this weird purple sword dropped into my channel. After that, I started seeing visions, I fought a guy called Nightmare Shadow, and then these eyes started to—
Wait. Did you just say nightmare? As in nightmare? As in Nightmare Moon? Nightmare Rarity style nightmare?
Why are you saying nightmare so much?
Look, I need you to be straight with me, okay? Is that really what you mean?
Well, yeah, it is.
How are you still alive?
Well, because of this. Her.
Her?
Well, I think it's a she, anyway. I mean, Shadow called her a she, and he referred to her as Amisia.
Okay, start from the beginning. What happened? The whole story.
Okay. Basically, this pony called Nightmare Shadow tried to screw with my head and make me think that I was some kind of sadist because I read dark fanfics. Thing is, though, it kinda worked. I was pretty much ready to stab myself through the chest. But then this sword showed me a vision of all the great things that there were about the stories that I reviewed, and what's great about the fandom. If it hadn't been for her, I'd be dead right now.
Jeez, are you okay? I can call Dr. Wolf if you want someone to talk about it.
I think I've had enough of doctors since last year's little incident. Thanks, though.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, everything you said does fit into the legends of what Amisia did. But that's impossible. Amisia is dead. Every book in the Rift about the Alicorns all agree on that point.
Okay, now I'm going to need you to start from the beginning. Who even was Amisia?
Alright, I'll start at the beginning. You know that we live in a multiverse, right?
Yeah, it was on my orientation slip when I applied for my house in the Rift.
Okay, then I don't have to explain that.
Actually, you kind of do.
Why? You know it, I know it. Why bother going over points that we already know?
Because the audience watching probably doesn't know.
Oh, sweet Celestia. Okay, let's get this out of the way. We all live in a multiverse. There's the Rift, the Pony World, the Human World, where Firebrand and I came from, the Equestria Girls World, the realm of magic talking rainbow squids.
The what now?
Oh, right. And billions upon other worlds all across the multiverse. That about sum it up?
More or less, yeah.
Great. If they want more information, they can go read literally any DC event comic ever made, ever.
Voice, you're supposed to direct them towards something that will make them less confused, not more confused.
Whatever, moving on. While most of the life forms are bound to their respective universe, the Alicorns and the Draconiqui, true forms, live outside the multiverse. The Draconiqui being nature's fury, and the Alicorns being nature's law.
Wait, hold on. Draconiqui. As in, more than one.
Yep, 5 last I checked.
Why does the concept of 5 discords fill me with a dread that I can't describe?
Anyway, an Alicorn will occasionally shed its true power in order to live among mortal ponies within one of the many universes. Some, like Celestia and Luna, still retain Alicorn bodies, but most of them become normal Earth, Unicorn, or Pegasus ponies. One thing they all share, however, is that they lose all memories of their true forms.
True forms? So, what, Celestia and Luna aren't real Alicorns?
Oh, they are, and so are Cadence, Twilight, Flurry Heart, and yeah, even Lightning Bliss, but none of them have fully awakened yet.
Okay, so what would happen if they did?
Well, an Alicorn is the true form of its concept. If Twilight were to awaken, for instance, she wouldn't just be the Princess of Magic, she would literally be magic itself. Same with Celestia and Luna. The day and night would no longer be the things they ruled, they would be night and day. You can see why they lose their memories when living among mortal ponies, right?
Yeah. So then, what about the nightmares?
Well, remember when I said an Alicorn is the true form of a concept? Well, nightmarification is what happens when the concept gets taken too far. When the one concept consumes you till it becomes all that you are. An Alicorn of loyalty would be the most trustworthy friend you could ever have. A nightmare of loyalty is a paranoid psychotic who would see something as simple as character development as a betrayal of one's true self.
Wait, I thought a nightmare was the result of being brainwashed by an evil alien space monster. Yeah, wow, that sounded stupid when I said it out loud.
Well, that may be true of the comics world, it may even be true of the heart world, but the Alicorn and Draconiqui live outside the multiverse. They follow their own rules, and so do the nightmares.
Wait, the what world?
Heartworld, it's basically what my books call the world of the show. The Heartworld is the branching point where all the other ponyverses stem from.
So, when you say ponyverses that stem from the Heartworld, do you mean like fan fiction?
Yeah, pretty much.
So then...
Tell me, Emerald, how many ponies died in your favorite stories? How many times have you sat there and read as they suffered and begged for help, or endured the horror of losing loved ones? You wake those stories up.
That all actually happened?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. No, it's fine. I'll find a way to deal with it later.
No, seriously, dude, you look less emerald green and more puke green. What's going on?
I don't know. I read so much stuff about ponies and so many stories that I just kind of feel bad now knowing that ponies out there actually got killed. Do the writers know?
No, they don't. To be honest, I'm not sure if the writers create these worlds or if they get visions of them. I've seen a few things that talk about something called the shadows who make, but it's all vague.
Questions for later. So then, who even was Amisia? You said she died, right? How?
Well, I don't know as much as I would like. Out of all the Alicorns, Amisia seems to be the most obscure. What I do know is that her birth was needed to overthrow a power called the Eclipse.
And that is what, exactly?
From what I've read, it was a monster that trapped all of reality in a timeline of its own creation. It destroyed and resurrected that timeline over and over again for its own amusement. The birth of Amisia was the catalyst for its own defeat. Unfortunately, that wasn't exactly its last.
God powers?
Oh, you have no idea. This thing had full control over the magic of time, and since there were multiple timelines, there were multiple eclipses. If one reached the power of the original, the whole cycle would begin again.
A Mary Sue, if ever I did hear of one.
Yeah, that was the problem.
So go on, how do you kill something that OP?
Okay, this is where stuff really gets vague. I'll tell you everything I know, but here's what I've gathered so far. Amisia's concept was happy endings. It was her duty to find those who were in peril, those who were suffering, and help them to escape their own personal hells. She would never allow the eclipse's return to happen if she could prevent it. Amisia and the eclipse are intrinsically linked, ergo, two halves of one being. So she devised a plan. She sacrificed her life, splitting her life into multiple pieces, ensuring that the eclipse was never created to begin with, and erasing it all from existence.
So then, this sword is a piece of her.
I think so. A fragment of her power, in a way you could say, is essentially Amisia's daughter.
So does that mean that Shadow was a fragment of the...
No, trust me on this one. We would all know if she was a piece of the eclipse by now.
Okay. Kind of a lot to take in there, voice. One more question, though. Is there a way that I can talk to Amisia? I mean, she saved my life a year ago, and I haven't really had a proper chance to say thank you yet.
Not sure if I can help you there. I may know a lot about magic, but, can't really use it. And from what I've heard, spirit extraction is incredibly difficult even for most unicorns. I could put you in touch with Aurora Mage, though. If any pony knows anything about powerful magic, it's her.
Awesome. Well, thanks for all that. Certainly cleared up a couple of questions I've been asking myself.
Not a problem. To be honest, this is probably the least stressful visit I've had in a while. And hey, if you're not too busy in the future, maybe we can collab on something?
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, I'll see you later.
So, a fragment of an alicorn. That actually makes things easier. However, this meeting with the Aura Mage is dangerous. I cannot allow the sword to fall into the hands of someone that powerful, and I especially cannot risk it falling into the hands of her other half. If that creature ever found a way to leave the confines of her domain, it would be disastrous. It seems there's no other option.